What's up guys, welcome back. Today we'll be putting a new spin on an old classic. This is gonna be my recipe for chicken and rice casserole. This recipe comes together super quick, it's easy to make, and it's pretty inexpensive. It also feeds a crowd, so if you need something for meal prep, this is absolutely perfect. Before we get into the recipe, please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell to enable notifications as well. All right guys, meet me in the kitchen, let's make it happen. First things first, let's take a look at these ingredients. We're getting the party started with a change of pace. I like to use yellow rice for this recipe. Honestly, I use whatever's on hand, but yellow rice has a lot of flavor and I'm a big fan of it. That's what we're going with today. We got some Colby Jack cheese. Feel free to use whatever cheese you like. We have some broccoli that was frozen before we popped it in the microwave. Again, we're making this super quick and easy today. So microwave broccoli, garlic paste, butter, better than bouillon chicken base to amplify the flavor. We have some diced up leftover chicken from a rotisserie that we bought on sale. We also have some onion and pepper. This is jalapeno pepper, but if you don't want spicy, go for the bell pepper. We also have some chicken broth and a little half and half to round out our sauce. All right, so to take things to the next level, we're gonna boil our rice in chicken broth. So here I have 4 cups of chicken broth. It's low sodium, so to that chicken broth, I'm gonna add a teaspoon or so of salt. That's optional, guys. If you don't want to, you don't have to. We're also gonna add a teaspoon or so of avocado oil. We're gonna bring that to a boil and then add in our yellow rice. Again, guys, if you don't have yellow rice or don't wanna use yellow rice, you can use any white or brown rice for this recipe as well. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and add the rice once the water comes up to a boil. When I say water, I mean chicken broth in this case. We're gonna stir that, and then we're gonna cover it with a lid and reduce the heat down to a low simmer for 20 to 25 minutes.
And this episode is sponsored by Cook Unity. Cook Unity is the first chef-to-consumer platform delivering freshly prepared, pre-selected meals right to your door weekly. Cook Unity connects a diverse group of talented chefs that cook delicious, inventive meals fresh every day in regional micro kitchens and not in warehouse production facilities. These chefs cook meals with real ingredients, nothing artificial, with humanely raised meat and organic ingredients when possible. My favorite part is that the meals are delivered fully cooked, so all you have to do is heat them up. No more cleanup or meal planning. And that's the most convenient part about it for me. During my busy weeks, I don't have to think about what I'm gonna eat next. These meals come in handy. Just like this delicious tandoori chicken with turmeric coconut rice from Chef Akhtar Nawaz. I love these super convenient and flavorful meals, and I think you will too. So go to cookunity.com/makeithappen or click the link in the description below and use my code MAKEITHAPPEN50 to get 50% off your first order of Cook Unity meals and try them out for yourself. That's cookunity.com/makeithappen.
All right guys, so we got 1 teaspoon of avocado oil in the skillet along with 3 tablespoons of butter, because butter makes everything better. To that, we're gonna add 1 diced onion and 2 jalapeno peppers. We're just gonna saute this down, let the onion soften up, let the peppers soften up, let them begin to absorb all that butter. Our broccoli is pre-cooked, so we can add that a little bit later. No need to add that right now. The good thing about this recipe, guys, you can really clean out the fridge. So if you got any leftover vegetables, any like peas and carrots, anything like that will work great in here. You can chop up some green beans or asparagus as well. Really, any veggies that you want, you can add to this casserole. As the veggies are softening up, we're gonna start layering in some flavor. Got a little all-purpose seasoning. If you don't have this, guys, use whatever you got at the house or whatever, you know, seasoning you like to use. A little salt and pepper, a little onion powder, garlic, things of that nature, smoked paprika. We're also gonna go in with a little Italian seasoning. Fresh herbs would work here as well. But again, we're keeping it nice and simple. To play off the yellow rice flavor, we're gonna add about a 1/4 packet of Sazon. Just a little bit of that. We don't want to turn it orange too much, but we want to get some of that flavor in there. And then we're going in with a few dashes of Worst Word in the World sauce. Give that a mix, allow those veggies to start to soak up all that flavor. And then we're going in with a teaspoon of Better Than Bouillon chicken base. They have reduced sodium versions of this as well for those of you guys that are watching the sodium. A teaspoon of that. And then 1 tablespoon of garlic paste. You could also go in with some fresh garlic if you want to. Whatever you got laying around the house to get the job done, just make sure you get some garlic in there. There we go. We're gonna turn our heat down to low. Once we mix in that chicken base and the garlic paste, we're gonna add our flour and form a roux. That's gonna be the thickening agent for this sauce. That's gonna help make this chicken and rice casserole be extra creamy and delicious. All right, so at this point, we're gonna go ahead and add in 2 to 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Again, that's gonna basically form a paste or a roux. Once it combines with that butter and fat, you just wanna mix that around, cook off the raw flour, and then we'll add in a little bit of chicken broth and some half and half or heavy cream, depending on how your blood work results were this month. All right, so to deglaze, we're gonna go down with about a cup of chicken broth. You wanna scrape the bottom of your skillet constantly to get up all that fondant flavor from the bottom. Once you start to reach a simmer, we'll start adding in our half and half, about 2 cups of half and half and 1 cup of chicken broth. Quick reminder, guys, that all the specific measurements and ingredients for this recipe can be found in the description box below, so don't forget to check that out. Once you start to reach a simmer, go ahead and add in that half and half, and then we're gonna bring that up to a boil. At which point, we'll start adding in the rest of our ingredients along with the cheese. All right, so as you can see, guys, things are thickening up a bit, which is exactly what you want to see. You can also see that the bottom of the skillet is nice and clean. That means all that flavor and fond is worked up into our sauce. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and add in a little bit of cheese. I'm going to turn the heat down to low, add in some Colby Jack, and a little bit of Parmesan. Give that a mix. We'll have a nice creamy, cheesy situation on our hands. This recipe is absolutely perfect for a quick weeknight meal. The leftovers are great the next day. Kids tend to love this recipe as well. Really can't go wrong. Who doesn't like chicken and rice, right? So we're gonna mix that in until the cheese is melted, and then we're gonna add in our chicken and our broccoli. Good way to sneak in some veggies on the kids as well. Going in with about 3 to 4 cups of diced chicken. You can use fresh chicken breast that you made the day of, or you can use some rotisserie chicken. If you're watching this after Thanksgiving, this is great with leftover turkey as well. And then here comes the broccoli. Mix that to combine. And for my keto folks, you can stop right here. Plate this up with some cauliflower rice. But for the rest of us, we're gonna go ahead and add in that yellow rice here in a moment. Again, guys, this works really well with brown rice or white rice, whatever you got laying around will get the job done. At this point, you wanna taste and adjust for seasoning. Get in there and give it a little taste test, see how we're doing. That doesn't need anything. I'm also on a diet right now, so everything tastes a little bit better than normal. So you guys gotta excuse me. The facial expressions will probably be a little even more exaggerated over the next few recipes. All right, so we're gonna kill the heat. Once the rice is done, we'll add it to that. Pop it in a casserole dish, or you can leave it in this skillet if you want to. Top it with cheese, put it in the oven. All right, so the key to this recipe, guys, is to undercook your rice a little bit. So we stopped it about 5 minutes early. It's not fully cooked. It'll finish cooking in the oven. Is go ahead and add it to our skillet. Mix everything together, put it in a casserole dish and into the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes or so. Oh man, look at that. Perfect meal. You got your veggies, you got your rice, you got your chicken. Gotta have a little cheese, because why the hell not? We're here for a good time, not a long time. And you give it one more taste test just to make sure you got it right before it goes in the oven. If you follow this recipe, I think you're gonna be in good shape, my friends. Look at that. We're gonna go ahead and throw it in a casserole dish. Something like a 9 by 11 or so should get the job done for this recipe. Let me know in the comments what other recipes you wanna see. It's casserole season, so if you got a favorite, let me know and we'll make it happen. No pun intended. We're gonna top this with some Colby Jack cheese. Mozzarella would work here, pepper jack if you wanna add a little heat. Let's go ahead and add a thin layer of that cheese, or a thick layer if you're feeling frisky. But no need to overdo it. Just enough to kind of melt and brown on top. This is gonna go in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes. And just like that, after 25 minutes, our beautiful casserole is ready. You're gonna wanna let this cool off for about 15 minutes before you slice into it. But man, that looks good. A little chive or parsley garnish for a pop of color. And this is the part where I say, brace yourself for a trademark money shot. Say it with me, guys. Looking good. Here we go. Moment of truth. Get us a nice little piece. Here goes nothing. Moment of truth. Instructions with a little chicken broth. Amplify the flavor a little bit. I'm running my mouth and I can't even open the bag. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and add in the yellow rice. Try not to. I told you I got bloopers for you. I told you.